Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew Larson, and I will be starting off our CSIET member database team presentation. The four people who worked on this project was myself, Michael Stewart, DeJuan Carson, and Bradley Alford. Here's a user example. This here is Chad. He is a brand new member of CSIET, and he wants to learn more about the club. There is no current itinerary for new weekly meetings or alumni panels except large, unorganized group chats. Chad is also looking into finding opportunity in technology sales, but he's not sure where to start looking. Since he is very new to this club, he wants to learn more about other members and how they succeed with projects or other internships, but there is no current drive of all current resumes. He's quickly fading out of CSIT, but he really wants to remain engaged in the club. Based off this user example, we can see that there are a few major pain points going on within CSIT that need to be addressed. There is currently no hub of knowledge. CSIET hosts weekly meetings, they do alumni panels, have opportunities at other places, but there's no current place to continuously announce where they're currently doing that and where new ones will be at. To keep up with other members, it is a struggle when it's a large group chat such as GroupMe or Slack, and you're not really sure what they're focused on in their future or even looking at their resume. And finally, growing professionally, it is a struggle in the CS world, especially now with the current job market. You always need to look for inspiration for projects and internships, and being able to compare with other members is crucial, but also being able to work with your partners through clubs is even more important for looking for those opportunities. This is what we are trying to solve with the CSIET member database. First of all, we want users to stay updated by keeping up with the web page. The admins will be able to constantly add whenever there's upcoming meetings, as well as sharing the highlights of previous events. This can include weekly meetings, panels with some of their partnering companies, any upcoming events, and even partner information that they have. Connecting with other members. Being able to access this database, you'll be able to see all of the members' activity by looking at their resume or what they're currently interested in. You can learn about their skills and even compare resumes to see if there may be some projects or even a company that you want to reach out to them to discuss with. Finally, job opportunities. This is very, very crucial, especially in the CS world now. Partners will be able to upload jobs that are not available to hiring websites. This is a great opportunity to get the first in on an opportunity. Also, there is a matching feature where partners will match with the members that have the most relevant experience for the opportunity, so partners can directly reach out to members if they choose to. Finally, we want to give our members the best opportunities for more learning experiences and jobs. Now, I will be passing on to what technologies were used to start this app.
The full tech stack for the CSIET member database. We stuck to JavaScript-based frameworks libraries. So we used React, Vite, Tailwind CSS, Node.js Express, MongoDB with Mongoose, and Vitest and Cypress for testing. Cypress tests end-to-end, back-end, front-end communication, and Vitest make sure everything is running on the front end. Why do we choose React? Great thing about React is you can write components, tools, and hooks and reuse them across the whole application. We use React with Vite because it's just fast and simple, and then Tailwind CSS allows for a lot of customization very quickly, a lot more quickly than just plain CSS sheets. We could have used plain HTML and JS, or Angular, or Next.js. Angular being a full framework is larger than React, which is just a library. Plain HTML and JavaScript would have worked, but it would just be a lot bigger and a lot harder to maintain, having to write out the style sheets and the user state. And then React plus Vite is just simpler than Next.js, especially just getting it off the ground. So for our backend, we use Node.js and Express. Why? Just because they're simple, and the app needs clear API routes for everything: members, login, authentication, the data that's viewed based on your role all runs through this. And Node also allows us to stay in JavaScript / TypeScript. Other things we could have used include Django or Fast API, but those are in Python, so we wanted to keep everything sort of in one language family, being JavaScript and TypeScript. So this was just an easy choice. Why MongoDB? We use MongoDB because the data is flexible there. Also, it's pretty cheap, so it doesn't cost a lot. But also, like our fields can grow over time, and MongoDB is really flexible with that compared to like just the SQL server. But yeah, overall, the stack fits the project just because it's good scaffolding that allows us to develop quickly and flexibly.
Hello, my name is Bradley Alford, and today I'm going to be running through a demo of our final project for the Carolina Sales Institute of Engineering and Technologies website for CSCE 492. So as you come onto the website, you're greeted with this nicely designed landing page where you just see some general information about CSIET. Not too much that you can do before you actually log in, but just to give a quick look, we have this information at the top, some information about what we do. We have just a nice little toggle, just a small CSS thing for light and dark mode. You have options to log in, but we'll take a look at that later. As you go further down the page, you just see some more information about what CSIET is, who they're partnered with, what they focus on. You can see some real pictures from CSIET meetings and events. You can see some upcoming things. We don't have anything posted here at the time, at least not for a non-logged in member, but this has full functionality. It's just that it's the end of the semester, so CSIET doesn't actually have any events coming up. But you can just see some history of events there's been in the past, and that's all for the landing page. You also have the option to contact them here, just send a quick message if necessary. But that's about it for just the general viewer. But now we'll go to joining. So first we're going to look at the member login. So if you already have an account, you can look at that here, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new account just to run you through that process. So we'll make it for myself. We're going to put in Bradley Alford. I will put in my school email, make a quick password, and just double check that. My major, I'll just put CIS. Year, I am currently a junior. Some interests, they have some good things here, but let's say cybersecurity, and we will say sales, since this is a sales institute after all. Some rough skills, I would say I'm not the worst public speaker, maybe project management, and of course, software development. Custom skills if you want, I'm just going to leave it like that. You can upload your resume here, and you also have the option to do so after you make a thing, but I'm going to leave it at that. And you can put websites if you like. Again, this will all be displayed on your profile and to any company or admins, or other users as well, but I'm just going to leave it like that for now. So if I go ahead and create an account, registration successful, sure, I'll save my password. And I'm going to pause real quick while I go and verify my email. And then here you can see an example of the email that you would get, and we'll go ahead and just hit verify on that, which will bring us back to our page. And now I've went ahead and put my information back into login. You can see I've got this one-time password. Go ahead and autofill that from email. And now we have my actual logged in dashboard. So let's assume that I am a new student that has just joined CSIT. I maybe went to an interest meeting at the start of the semester, and now I have this account. So we're going to go through what I would be seeing, what I would be interested in as this new student, and how this project can appeal to me. So here you see a lot of the information that I, as a new student, have just already put in, but with more options, things that we didn't put before because we don't want to overwhelm you with a bunch of information just when you're signing up, but things that might be more relevant now. You can add a profile picture, you can add your phone number here if you'd like, put all this other information that would be interesting or appealing to maybe companies that would be looking at you or other users. More documents, as I said, I didn't add my resume before, but if I wanted to, I could go ahead and do that right now. And just some general summary information there at the bottom. But now let's look at other things available to me. I can go look at the other members of CSIET if they've chosen to make their information public. So we see through all this. Here we have a list of a bunch of real actual members of CSIET. We'll go ahead and look at Michael Stewart, another member of this project, right here with all of his information filled in. And this is just a way that you can learn about them. And if we actually click on any of these, as you can see at the bottom here, the information is moving around. So if we look at Michael, we can go down here, see a little bit more information about him. We can go ahead and take a look at his resume, which will open just like this in a separate page, which is the same thing that would happen if I chose to upload my resume. So let's see me as this new member. Maybe I'm interested in hearing from a senior in computer science. As I am not computer science, but a separate student at CIS, this is something that might be appealing to me. So I'll go in here and I'll look at the, we don't have the actual one uploaded for this person, but we'll go and we'll look back at Michael actually, since he is computing, even though it's separate right here. But we can go in here and we can look at his resume, and I can see some information about Michael. As a senior, I can see his work experience. Maybe I'm interested in getting this job as a new student. I might reach out and talk to him about that, or all this other information about what he's doing. If I want to get involved in Gamecock Robotics, for example, this is where I can learn about that. This is where I can talk to him. So maybe, I've gotten to know the organization better now as a new member, and I've looked through this. Now I want to look at job postings, because, that's what a lot of people's main thing in getting involved in extracurriculars and stuff is. So I can see that these are actual partners that CSIT has that have posted, ideally, these jobs on here. So we can see a few postings. These ones aren't actually real, but CSIT does have partners that are really looking to get jobs or get employees from these meetings, so they would be able to post that information here. And we can look through any of these. We can see chemical engineering, we just want an intern. Here's the requirements, here's the contact information, and you can actually go in and apply here. Now, it's application submitted that easy. The companies are pulling from this pool of people in this club, and we have all the information that I've already put on my site that is in our database is now immediately sent to this company. And it's just as easy as that. Now, companies do have the option to add more information here if they want, but these ones are all just example things that we've put in. But just like that, you can apply for the position. And you can also save ones here to track for later if you'd like. But this is where you can also look at more information from these companies or from other members of the club as necessary. But this is most of the information that you get from just looking at the page as a non-signed-in member, and the overall dashboard that you can look at here.
So yeah, as you can see, once a member is able to log in, they can, one, change their profile picture, in which they can zoom in and change the settings on that. And along with that, they can also change their major and their year as well. You can include phone number and etc. You can include your skills. And also we have it to where you can upload your own resume, which will be saved into our database. So as you can see here, he is uploading his resume, and then you can go check and scroll down. You will see that it does save the resume as a PDF style. And along with that, you have our job posting, which you can view the details of the job. You can also save these jobs. So as you can see here, he's looking, he saves his job and everything like that. And you go to your saved job and it will appear as well. So, has the salary, all that. You can remove it for later as well. So we're going to log out now. We're going to now log in as an admin. So he's going to log in right here. This is our login admin system. So as you can see here, we have our member database. You have all your information in which you could delete your account, add and re-add members. You can also search up members in this database. So if they don't exist, they won't be there. And if they are, they will be there as well. So you can edit their information. So if you need to change their name, their role, or etc., you can do that as well as an admin, as someone who needs to have these permissions over the site to make sure there's not people who aren't supposed to be there. So as you can see here, he's showing a couple examples of that. Also, you can approve of job posting. So if a company wants to upload a job, it's up to you to approve whether that job is actually allowed to be posted onto the site as an admin. So, you could also create and edit events. As you can see, these are all the controls you can have as an admin, basically. So, you could change different events, different meetings, and etc. These are all permissions in which an admin needs to do in order to make sure the site is ran properly, and so that members of the site can make sure all their information is correct and that everything is running appropriately. So, save and publish, go back. Again, we have the main site, which has already been seen. And as you can see, the event change wasn't there. So we're going to log out now. We're going to now do this as a company login. So this would be the company's perspective. So as he's logging in, boom. So again, you have your job postings. You can view the details and whatnot. You can also see who has applied to these jobs, which is, of course, what you would want to do as a company. You have your profile, company profile and everything. So, you have your industry, contact, email, logo, description, save it. You have your application, so you can see everyone who has entered an application. So you can also view their profile and whatnot. And also we have a dark and light mode.